report. So what is the case to hide from the light of scrutiny? To make the case, Matt Schlapp, chairman of the American Conservative Union. Hello, brother. Good to have you.
Good to be with you. Yeah.
Good to have you. So make the case, because I used the president's rationale. He didn't follow it in his own case, but you got nothing to hide, go and speak. Why not do that here? Show of strength, one and done.
Yeah, because it seemed at the time what everybody wanted to have happen is to have an independent voice come in, report to the DOJ on what exactly happened. What were the facts? What happened, what didn't happen? The president allowed everybody who worked for him to participate in that process fully. And what you see with Democrats, I believe, is that they didn't like all the answers that came from Bob Mueller, and they want to get a mulligan. They want to start the process all over again. Now, they have the right to do it. They have the constitutional right to do whatever they want. But the president also has prerogatives for people who work in the executive branch for separation of powers to say, look, I've already said I didn't have to allow these people to participate with Mueller, and I did, fully. What more can we learn?
All right, so let's test the case.
Sure.
The biggest point is that this president never testified or submitted to real questioning. His lawyers, I gave him golf claps here several times. The Raskins, Sekulow, a little bit Giuliani, and the coaxing to keep him out of the chair because they were afraid of what would happen. They gave him cover. Good. But he violated his own rule of if you've got nothing to hide, you testify. So this isn't a second bite at the apple because they never got the first bite. And in the Mueller report, Matt, he says, here are the findings. I can't do anything about them. That's Congress's duty. So this isn't a do-over. It's an extension of the same play, isn't it?
Well, he's wrong about saying that. Bob Mueller's job was to report back to the Department of Justice his findings. It was not to have a call to action from Congress. If that's exactly what he did in the report, and I think it's a fair reading of the report, I think that for many Americans, that's when he looks like he's getting political. I can't find anything. Hey, fellas up on the Hill, why don't you try to find something? And the thing is, Chris, is this. I watch your show. I watch a lot of media. I read a lot of media. We have covered this issue ad nauseum for 2 years, and there's not a scintilla of wrongdoing except for some people believe that when Donald Trump fired Jim Comey, that equals obstruction.
Well, there are like
that's
six or seven.
Constitutional question.
6 or 7 different points of potential obstruction.
I don't agree with that. That's a constitutional question about whether or not the president has the ability to fire people that serve at the pleasure of the president. Now, people who don't like Donald Trump and don't like that decision-making don't have to vote for him. That's what you do in a democracy. But to carry on a mulligan investigation and to start all over again with these people who have already spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on lawyers.
The money can't be the issue.
No, but the
money can't be the issue. We waste money on all
why
kinds
destroy
of things.
People to just go through the meat grinder one more time?
Why is it destroying them?
Because you trusted Bob Mueller to find the answers,
Bob
and
Mueller,
he did.
Bob Mueller is your boy, first
He's
of all.
Not my boy.
He is a minted Republican.
Nope.
A rock-ribbed Republican.
Let me speak for myself about that.
Please.
I did the first political check on James Comey. I'm going to start with Comey. He was not a rock-ribbed Republican.
I'm talking about Mueller.
Bob Mueller might be someone who's been a registered Republican, but he was a Trump hater, someone we call never Trumper.
He interviewed to be the head of the FBI right before he did this.
Yeah, and if he was interviewing to be the head of the FBI, why all of a sudden is it obstruction of justice to get rid of James Comey, whom we would have replaced? He never brought that up to the president.
Oh, one has
this
nothing
is
to
an
do with
insane.
the other. That has no logical connection.
Why would you
Him
take a
interviewing
job
for the job?
Why
has
would
nothing to do with
why would
judging
Bob
the
Mueller?
president's ability to
Why
mess
would
with
Bob Mueller
investigation?
ask the president of the United States the day before he's picked to be the special counsel for the job of FBI director?
He was asked to come in to interview. He didn't ask for the job. That's not my understanding. He was asked to come in by a mutual friend.
You don't come in and talk to the president about being the FBI director unless you have an interest in being the FBI director.
I didn't say he didn't have an interest. I'm saying he didn't ask to come in.
But if he thought that what he had just done to James Comey was unconstitutional and obstruction of justice, I don't think he would have agreed to be interviewed.
I don't think he knew, and
director.
I think that he went into the investigation with exactly what he put on page 1 of part 2, which is, I'm not allowed to indict a sitting president. That's the guidance.
He's given 2 different answers to that. I know the lawyer who wrote that OLC opinion, who's now a federal judge, and he's a great Democratic lawyer. Right. But the fact is Bob Mueller has given different answers as to why he couldn't go forward and indict the president if he thought he obstructed justice.
Look, we'll get that next week. It's one more good reason to have
I don't think we will.
But this, well, look, he's going to be asked.
I think he's going to be asked. But do you think Bob Mueller, the man you saw at that press conference, doddering through that statement, having trouble getting through that statement, do you think we're really going to learn anything as he
I think that people didn't read the book. and they will watch the movie. And I think that he will be impressive on reciting the findings. Do I think he changes the calculus? Not necessarily, but that's never been my bar. My bar is the transparency of the process. I don't think it's replay. I think it is the end of the play. I'll give you this, though. I do believe that after Mueller and the reaction to the first round, the Democrats have to make a choice. If they're going to go down this hedge road of oversight, this will never end. And there's political pain for them. If they really believe what Mr. Mueller put out, that there are at least 6, 7 grounds of potential obstruction, they should start an inquiry. I'm not saying they can impeach. I'm not saying they should, but that's really their constitutional duty.
They can impeach.
But I think, they maybe can. I don't know that they have what they need for articles of impeachment. We'd have to see them go through the inquiry process.
But it's a political question.
Of course it is, 100%. Mm-hmm. All of its trappings of it being a judicial process are nonsense. However, this is going to be instigated by what the president does with these subpoenas.
I disagree.
Because
completely.
He doesn't have executive privilege.
No. I disagree completely. I think that there is a medium course here. There are times when presidents have allowed people who work for them currently in the executive branch to talk to Congress. Sometimes that's done without television cameras. Sometimes that's done with immunity to make sure that the facts come out for the American people to see. There's a million different gradations.
But this president savages people who are unwilling to go out and make the case for themselves.
But if you would allow me just to finish this,
please.
Which is they jumped right as Nadler wants to do, and as this new radicalized Democratic majority in the House wants to do. They want this confrontation. They don't want to find the facts. They want the political confrontation. And you said yourself, it is my opinion, totally. It's my opinion. That is going to be tested politically, whether that's a wise way to do
but
this.
What I'm saying is this. What is the basis of not having the people come out and testify about what happened that might be obstruction?
Chris, here's the problem with
Not to Congress.
Is that we decided as a country, and most Democrats thought this was the right move when Rod Rosenstein said, okay, we're going to get a special counsel, somebody everybody can respect. And I've been on this network and a lot of other networks where people lauded Bob Mueller, okay? And I will say this. They picked a person who has a high integrity and had high respect. And he did a thorough process. Took a very long time. Went through the midterms. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? But he wasn't able to take
He found no wrongdoing.
No, it's not true. He found lots of different potential wrongdoing and obstruction.
He found no wrongdoing.
What are you talking about?
Name a specific thing that he said in that report that was indictable.
Well, none of it is indictable because you can't indict a sitting president.
That's not what he said.
It is exactly what he said.
He gave two answers to that question.
On page 1 of part 2, it said, I can't indict a sitting president.
And then what did he tell the Attorney General and what did he say at his press conference?
Well,
and what's he going to tell Congress? He could come up with 3 answers.
What he said at his press conference is not what the Attorney General says. What he said at his press conference was, listen, we did this case, we looked at it. If we could have said more, we would have.
So this goes full circle. You say, why didn't Donald Trump sit down with Bob Mueller and his team and answer all the questions?
This is exactly what he tells everybody else to do.
If Bob Mueller is an honest person who has nothing to hide himself, why is it he can't give the same answer over and over again? No. Let me go here. Let me go here.
All right, I'll give you a little bit of latitude, but to equate these two men in terms of mendacity is,
Yeah, I think Donald Trump is much more solid.
When it comes to telling the truth?
Absolutely.
You believe that this president is more of a truth teller than Bob Mueller?
I know you don't think the president tells the truth. I listened to your show.
And you do?
I do trust the president.
No. Don't twist my words. I didn't say that you should never trust the president. I'm saying you don't think he lies?
I think, we can spend all day going through of words.
I want a yes, no. You don't think he lies?
I think Chris Cuomo lies. I think I have lied. I think people lie, and it's unfortunate.
You don't think this president lies to the American people more than we've seen in the past?
No, absolutely not. Matter of fact, Chris, on the things that he said he would do as president, name one thing.
You're narrowly defining it.
No. The most important thing, I want to be your president, I will do these 6 things. He's doing those 6 things.
And that's not where his integrity ends. That's
the most important.
In his selling of those things, he even lied. He called his tax cut a middle-class tax cut. It did not favor the middle class. He said the wall would fix the problem. It is not a fix for the problem.
I'm going back to the question about Bob Mueller.
Good switch.
The reason why you should be careful in dealing with a special counsel who can indict you if DOJ goes along with it is that they can look at your words and say, wow, these words don't match up with these words. Bob Mueller's reasons for either indicting or not indicting the president, he's given different answers. If I use that standard, I could indict Bob Mueller.
He would have had nothing to worry about.
That's untrue.
Matt Schlapp.
Carter Page had 4 FISA warrants on him, and they didn't indict him. He never did anything.
So what?
Because
you don't have to be indicted. You don't have to find a
why
crime
would
in
you-
order to get a warrant on somebody.
Yeah, but why would you use the FISA court to go after
Because it was
somebody
about
who
a
never did
counterintelligence
anything
situation.
wrong? No.
Yes, it's exactly what the FISA was. And I can't wait till they release it so we can all see it.
I can't believe I sound like the liberal in this conversation. I think prosecutors can go too far, and I think a lot of time American citizens are victimized by prosecutors who want to do nothing but find any way in which they can indict somebody instead of finding the real criminal underlying of what happened.
I have no problem with getting to the truth. That's why I want to see the disclosure here. We'll see what happens next week in the response.